Next up in 1980s news, and speaking of horror movies, again, I'm so excited about this season of horror films. As reported by Screen Rant, In a Violent Nature, which is the name of the movie, has a direct connection to Friday the 13th. So In a Violent Nature is a slasher film written and directed by Chris Nash and starring, again, look, I don't know who these people are, but I do know at least these are two of the names they gave us, Ry Barrett and Andrea Pavlovic. And there's a cast of other actors. It's described as an ambient slasher, and it borrows heavily from the tropes created by the Friday the 13th franchise, including the very first one that came out in 1980. Much like Jason Vorhees, the killer in Violent Nature has a tragic origin story, stalks teenagers in the woods, hides his disfigured face under a mask, and is a real mama's boy. And I'm going to try not to give any spoilers.
Ambient
now,
slasher?
Yeah. So it sounds like, Will, you have seen this film.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Kat, you have not seen this film, right? So you don't know. I'm not going to steal Will's thunder. It's his show. But I'm not going to steal the twist that is the most amazing part of it. So
it's my next sentence. You can say it. Go ahead.
There you go.
Go ahead. Go for it.
It's amazing, Kat. This is worth watching just because of the swerve. The entire 95% at least of the film is from the perspective of the killer.
Yeah.
Oh.
You follow him traipsing through the woods. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, haven't you ever wondered what does Jason do when he's not busy killing?
No.
Does he eat?
He's knitting.
Does he sleep?
Right.
I've never wondered that.
Does he have to use the toilet?
Oh, no. Don't tell me that's in here, too.
All these questions are answered.
And you're not going to tell me I have to watch the movie.
And if I do one thing to sell you on this film, Kat or listener, anybody, Will already knows. In every horror movie, every slasher movie, when they kill the bad guy and he's laying out in the field dead, what's the first thing they do? They walk away and ignore him. And when they come back, he's gone, right? So we have that scene in this movie. They kill the bad guy and they walk off, but the camera stays on his body.
Yeah.
And you see him get up and walk off. And then the kids come back and go, what the fuck? Where'd he go? You know, it's like, we were there. We saw it because the camera stays with the slasher. It's so cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about that, John. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not sure that's going to sell me on it.
Yeah.
If anything would, it's that. If not that, then maybe not.
Well, and Marcus says here the movie sucked.
Oh,
so you get to listen to an overdubbed footsteps on dry leaves for 90 minutes. For 90 minutes. Now,
well,
so the killer walks around a lot.
Hey, now, Marcus didn't care for Beetlejuice, so take for that what you will.
Get out of here, Marcus. Beat it.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know what his taste in film is worth.
And it's true, but you know what? Much like some other films, and this guy took a shot. Now, I think there may have been some way.
He took a what?
He took a shot. He took a swing.
Oh, a shot.
I wasn't talking about the killer. The killer took something. He also took a shot. He took a lot of shots. So there may be some things I would have done a little differently because this guy made a decision, as Chris Nash, the director, writer, he made a decision and he really hung in there. So yeah, John, what Marcus is alluding to is, you do see him walking around, stalking a lot. Because that's what he would be doing.
That's what he does. Yeah.
He commits to the bit.
He's traipsing along and nothing's happening. And then suddenly you hear voices in the distance. That's what he's moving toward, is the kids around the campfire, where every other film we'd be with the kids.
Right.
We get to walk with him as he finds the kids. Yeah. I think it's creative.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
considering I've never watched one of those movies except for like Halloween. Okay. I'm just not into watching those movies. Do I need to have seen one from the other, No?
You've seen one. You saw Halloween, you've seen one.
Right. So that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's the faceless killer that's unstoppable.
Okay.
Which again is a trope, but again certainly, but the Friday the 13th. It has some connections to Friday the 13th because some of the origin, etc., or not unlike Jason Voorhees, and I don't want to spoil anything. But
Sure.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a cool idea. They commit to the bit, and so I think it's pretty cool. Brandon says In a Violent Nature was pretty good. It wasn't perfect, but it was a fresh approach. Yeah, and that's what I look for when I look for horror movies.
Yes.
Is, all right, who's doing something different these days? Because it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to just not make it. Well, let's make it more gory. You know, it's like
Right.
anybody can do that. And
This reminds me of. Oh, go ahead. Me? That movie that's gonna come out. Did it come out yet? Where they film everything from the same corner of a room.
Right. Yeah.
No,
You're making me think
not a
of-
horror film, but coming out.
No,
later.
not a
That'd
horror
be a cool
film.
horror film.
Actually, but having a fresh approach in
Yeah.
the perspective and filming. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was going to say, not to say this film isn't gory. It's pretty fucked up. The kills are really messed up.
Oh yeah, the yoga kill is one of the most creative I've seen.
What?
Yeah, I mean,
No.
and it's funny, right? Because, I mean, you can't spoil it, but saying...
No, all I can say is the yoga kill. That's all. I'm not I can say anything else about
We
it.
can say the
More
killer...
reasons to watch
We
it.
can say the killer was inspired by that he found her doing yoga.
Hey.
And helped her
Yes.
achieve a certain
some pose, yeah.
position.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I do yoga. I don't know if I want to see this.
Well,
Well,
careful where you do it.
Oh.
so while even the most casual horror fan can pick up on the elements that that violent nature borrows from Friday the 13th, you'd have to be a super fan to spot the indie movie's direct connection to the earlier franchise. Because in the third act of the film, we're introduced to an unnamed character who's played by Lauren Mary Taylor. Taylor played Vicky in Friday the 13th Part 2.
Oh.
And while she wasn't the sequel's final girl because she was dispatched with Jason, she did go on to appear in other horror films as well, including 1982's slasher movie Girls' Night Out, and in 2 documentaries about the Friday the 13th franchise. In fact, her role in A Violent Nature is her first in 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Okay.
Hey, check it out if you're interested in this kind of thing. It's a different take. Yeah, look, you watch it for the gimmick of it, and the gimmick is done well because they commit to it.
I'm more likely to watch this, I think, than Salem's Lot
Okay.
because of the gimmick.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, not having seen Salem's Lot, I think it's worth seeing just for the doing something different and for a reference. And plus, it's not terrible.
Yes.
They said in the comments they didn't totally pull it off. There are some things like, oh, really? Is that how you're going to handle that? But still,
Okay.
I think there's a bravery in trying something that not everyone has done before and committing to it for 90% of the film probably.
Yeah. And Kat, this film, because you're not not following the teenager's perspective, you're not going to be scared, wondering, well, what's lurking out there? What's going to happen? You're on the side. You're with the guy.
I'm with the lurker.
You see him pick up an axe. You see him approach someone from behind. You know what he's going to do.
So there's no
you
jump
won't be surprised.
scares? No surprise. No jump scares?
No, I don't. Probably.
There might be one,
Okay.
Yeah.
and there's the threat of one that you're never sure if and when it's going to happen.
Oh, yes. And that is the,
Oh.
And that's kind of the whole point of the movie, yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey, check it out on Shudder, or you can purchase it or rent it on Apple, Amazon, all those other places too.
I will shudder at this.
All right, hey, another 1980s news. We're getting into the horror thing. You know what? Look, as it gets closer to Halloween, Cat, we're going to chat about more, spooky things.
Sorry.
I know it's fine. I'll be fine. Actually,
Well,
I have a few Halloween. Or not Halloween. I do have a few horror movies on my watch list that I'd like to watch during October.
Oh, what do you got? Can you tell us? Can you tease us with something?
Oh yeah, let's
Maybe
see.
we could watch along with you, or
Are they cartoons?
Ooh. Actually, one of them is because I want to see the Ichabod Crane. That you were talking.
Oh,
Sleepy
come
Hollow.
on!
Yeah.
It's a horror movie.
No,
Oh, it
kid's
is.
cartoon.
Believe you me, it is. So
Yeah,
ask little Johnny.
when you're
He'll tell
10
you.
or 8, yeah, whatever. I get it, but
where,
give us a real one, Cat.
I can't
They've
find
got the
them on
historical
my list.
significance of the 1980s today.
There you go. Right.